need this. We need marching. We need people showing that they do care, but let's take it up another step. So I do think it's important, but I would like to see its evolution so that it mimics that of, say, a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X, where we change legislation and move beyond just having them hear our voices, but understanding that we're sincere and that, you know, we have a pen and we have certain things that we want to change. So if you want certain things to change in terms of policy and conduct, look at it uniformly. You know, is one agency doing something different, and then maybe we can come to consensus as a whole, talking with both the police, the legislatures, and the community as to come into a common goal. So policies, but looking at making it a law that can help all.
As a white person, I do agree that our silence is more dangerous to almost anything that has to do with people of color and the systematic oppression in our country right now. And I think just to show up and show our solidarity, stand with them, hear them, and listen to create better change is something that is widely needed.
Now is my chance to be on the right side of the issue of slavery, of injustice, of systemic oppression and racism in our country. And I agree with all of those who are saying that white silence is violence. And this is our chance to have a voice and to give voice to the Black community, who we need to be more supportive of in a massive way.
Silence! Silence is violence! Silence is violence! Silence is violence! Silence is violence!
Here in Daytona Beach, we are proud of our history, proud of our heritage, proud of our diversification, proud of our police department. But we stand with every American who says that we recognize that our judicial system is on trial. It is a trial that we've seen before. We saw it with Emmett Till. We saw it with Schwerner. We saw it with Goodman. We saw it with Cheney. We saw it with the 4 little girls who got blew up in a church in Birmingham, Alabama. We've seen it with too many young men and young women who have been senselessly killed. But we're saying to America and the world, no more. We recognize that you cannot have authentic, true peace without justice. So we're calling for justice. 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 In Daytona Beach. In Florida. In the United States. And most importantly, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Justice. God bless you.
We are not here to burn down city buildings or hurt grassroots local businesses, but rather we're here to tear down systemic racism and discrimination, and to stand up and to fight for legislative reform, police accountability, and equality for all.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Just the beginning of what we as a people are expressing disapproval of. Yes, we must look at reform in law enforcement and how officers interact with minorities in our community, as well as the unfair criminal justice system, because the system is broken. Had it not been for someone taking a video of the murder of Mr. Floyd, the outcome would have been much different, with officers being clear. Additionally, we must also look at the bigger picture of structural racism when it comes to housing, employment, health care, education, equal opportunities, and the economic state of our community, to name a few. Now is the time for all races and ethnic groups to come together for healing and reconciliation.
Steps necessary to make progress. America is going to invest in a better future, and I mean real money, with real strategies for real reform. Investing in training, in scholarships, in healthcare, in the justice system, and the education system, and in defeating criminal elements who would oppress part of our society forever if they could.
We should have diversity in these companies. We need to be talking to Halifax. We need to be talking to Brown & Brown. We need to be talking to the county manager. We need to be talking to the city manager. If you are employing people in Volusia County, don't put us last on the list. We have just as much as right. We are smarter. I'm so sick and tired of seeing somebody who has less education education and there's a black man or a black woman with a doctor's degree and that person is their supervisor. We have to stop. I can't breathe.
Black lives are hurt constantly by systemic racism and systems of injustice.
What the Black Lives Movement means to me, it's more than just for me. I think about my brother, and then I think about my kids to come. I have to remember that when I have a child, I will also have a black child. So I have to think, what do I want for my kids to come later in life?
Your thing is to look at the laws that are on the books concerning prison reform. Some prisoners do their time, but then they jump through hoops to vote. That's not right. The justice system at the sentences is being handed down. So the sentence will actually fit the crime. The other thing, economic development, so that we can have jobs that are equitable and blacks get equitable jobs like everybody else would get in the system. And the last thing, looking at the laws concerning the rights of policemen, the rights of judges, so that policemen can be prosecuted if they're wrong. Something needs to be done about judges who hand down these crazy sentences.
Part of the problem is that there are unions which are there to protect police's rights too, but the problem is that police can't be prosecuted when they commit a crime. So, like, for example, in the murder of George Floyd, the officer that killed him had 17 complaints against him and only one investigation. So you see there's a problem with nobody's policing the police.